you understand your workforce because you have good relationships with your staff, I would hope that you would be honest enough with each other and sharing enough with each other to know those goals and plans and aspirations of your staff, which would include, therefore, information to allow you to say, well, what's the likelihood of their leaving? Well, the likelihood is low. They love it here, they're learning and developing, this is where they want to pursue a future, they're looking to develop to the next level. The likelihood of actually leaving my team is quite low. Or it might be, well, saw them buying the new caravan on the weekend, talking about the grandkids in Perth, you know, all those sorts of things. Had just had their 54th birthday, or whatever it might be. The likelihood is probably quite high that someone like that might leave. So once you are able to make an informed decision about the likelihood, that's the first step. And the second piece of information is the impact. What would be the impact on my work team, my division, the organisation, if that person were to leave? So in terms of impact, then you start thinking about what job do they do, what resources are already there to train, teach the next person. Would we miss them? Why? Who would pick up the work? Is there someone else already trained? So they might have all this knowledge, but it might be shared by lots of people. So the impact, is it low or is it high? Impact is often, or can be, I suppose, overburdened on some individuals. You may have, in part of your organisation, a large group of people, often at a lower level, doing the same sort of job. So like a processing area, a call centre, those sorts of jobs where there are multiple people doing the same job. And there might be one particular person, you've got a tricky one, you want the extra bit done, you want them to stay back, you want them to do another, you know, few processes, claims, whatever. You know, they're the go-to person. Give it to them, fixed, sorted, don't have to ask again. You would miss that person. The impact for you would be significant because you would lose the will, I suppose, of that person. But in more organisational terms and in knowledge sharing terms, the impact for someone like that, in fact, is probably quite low in the knowledge sharing world. And the reason I say that is what they do and how they do it in those sorts of jobs is most likely already collected and recorded in training manuals, you know, procedural documents, you know, frequently asked questions, the system, you know, input, the system does the calculating or whatever. So whereas, you know, personally you might feel impact as a manager, the actual real impact on the organisation and so on might not be there to that level in the knowledge sharing, the knowledge capture world. You with me there? So you know, you really have to, I think this through. You know, yeah, the likelihood of them leaving is high. The impact's high because they're so good at what they do and they're faster than everyone else. Well, hang on. Is that the question I should be asking? No. What's the impact in the knowledge sharing world? So it could bring a person's, you know, little point right back down. So likelihood high, but impact low. They might live there. Our two fellas with the camper vans, likelihood of leaving very high, impact very high. Nobody else knows what's going on. Newbies coming along, developing, new to the team, developing their career, starting off, learning. Likelihood of leaving, no, just got here, love it, planning to invest some time and effort. Impact, well, they haven't got skills and knowledge yet to a level that's going to be impacting the team negatively if they leave, so low. Likelihood of leaving, some of the likelihood of leaving might be very low, but nonetheless, if they do leave, you know, they love it here, they love their colleagues, you know, no intention of moving on, want to stay here till the day they go. They're full of knowledge and history and all the experience, they might live there. So if you think about your staff, find a spot for them on that little risk assessment graph and plot them. Did it again, saw it that time. So, there is then, I think, an easy, graphical representation of how to work out who to prioritise. There's plenty of things to do. Not going to be working on this full time, so who are the people who are my priority to start capturing and sharing their knowledge?